Kosovo was the worst in the winter. It was snowed unbearably, in the negatives all the time. Having the street contact was the worst. Hottest was definitely when I was in Tirana, when I was being trained, and then when I was a zone leader. You'd walk out at 10 in the morning and you'd already be sweating through your shirt in 5 minutes. I mean, everything you can get there for cheap, so I wouldn't spend any money here unless, just for white shirts, a few ties, your pants, your shoes and whatnot. But everything else I would get over there for sure because it's way cheaper. It probably will break easier and in less time, but I mean, $3 for an umbrella and, $5, for a nice tie, or so it's way easier to buy things over there than here. Less expensive. We went on P-Day one day up to Theth. It's a mountain range that's up there in northern Albania. We had a goat head, so we had like goat brain and lamb brain and goat tongue and eyeball, and it wasn't like, I don't know, it tastes like chicken to me, but just like getting over that mental block of like what it was and then finally tasting it, you're like, alright, it's not that bad. And then also something I had was, we had rice, but it was fried in lamb blood. So there was like, there was like lamb blood, like fried droppings like in my rice, and like, I don't know if it had a real taste, but just like the texture was kind of like, alright, that's something I've never had before, so I'm just gonna go with it, and when I come home I can say I had it and I'll look cool. Chofte. Or in northern Albania and Kosovo they say kiofte. And those are kind of like, I call them like mini hot dogs, but they have more of a texture like sausage than hot dogs. And those were super cheap to eat, and you just put them in like a fresh bread roll, like a little ketchup or like barbecue sauce, and those tasted really good. I also loved souvlaki, which is similar to, a Greek gyro, or, a Turkish doner kebab, where they, take the meat, lettuce, tomato, whatever else you want. Those are pretty easy. And then for breakfast, probably burek, which is just like fried like pastry, and then you can put like meat in it, or sour cream, or tomatoes, or basically whatever you want, and eat those, and they just come in like really long sticks. Also tre leche for dessert. It was really nice, just like the cake soaked in milk with a little caramel topping was really good. And then I could go on forever. I love the food over there so much, even though it's like really oily and I gained a lot of weight. Like, it was so good, especially when you had older women who had like more experience in the kitchen than, some of the younger ladies. It was so good. It had like that professional taste when the older ladies made it. So hard work. I don't think I've worked harder in my life than then. And the thing was, it was hard work, but I enjoyed doing it because the outcome of it I knew was something that would be eternal. So like, waking up on time, even when I didn't want to work, like pushing through those hard days, like pushing myself, I learned that I can do hard things. And so coming back off the mission, this is all easy compared to what that was. So definitely my work ethic and hard work for sure was the biggest life lesson that I learned. There were a few spiders that we found that we had to smash in our house. There would be a pack of dogs sometimes that would follow us around, but they weren't harmful at all. But no, I didn't. Nothing like extravagant that ever happened. So, I mean, when I would walk, if we would walk past tunes or packs of boys, I would always make sure that we were close to cars, just in case if they did throw anything and they hit a car, then those people, who are out on the shop saw it, and they would get mad at those boys because they would be, damaging their property. So I try and stay close to cars. Always check your shoulder. You never know what's going on. Don't go down dark alleys. Vary your route. It says in the White Handbook to do that. So, honestly, as long as you're smart, you keep the rules in the White Handbook, you should be set to go. Just getting home, get busy ASAP. Do not sit around the house. Do not get a job. If you can get into school, get into school. Just stay busy, because it was perfect for me. I got home the end of December. So I got home December 30th, and I started school a week later at UVU. And that was perfect for me, because even just the week where I was off, I was so bored. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to go out and tractor. I wanted to go do something. But everyone in my house was like, no, we're gonna watch TV and just relax. Or I was like, oh, you guys are so lazy. Let's go do something. So get as busy as you possibly, not over busy, but if you can find a job as soon as you can, if you can help around the house, do whatever you can to stay as busy as possible. How to read people. I think I'd always been good at reading people. I think I'm a people person, but being able to read body language and the way that people say things, really, I was able to understand, okay, he really means this, or okay, he's just saying it, or he or she is just saying it for us to be okay with it and to leave them alone. Another skill, cooking, of course. Having mom cook, or being in college and having the dining hall, you didn't really have to cook, so cooking was good, and my wife will appreciate it later when I cook her something. And then I think just taking care of yourself, doing your own laundry, shining shoes, all of that will eventually pay off in the future, so.